78 Sports TV here. Salute to the mighty ldbc, Lions Den basketball community in this case. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe. Also hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop a new video. If you're digging the video, go ahead and share this joint. All right.
Anyway, the last one got cut off. That Notorious was hitting too hard.
This is Jalen Rose.
So, listening to that record actually is what made me want to go live. And like I said before, wishing you a blessed and glorious day. A couple of things. If you ever want to work in this industry, the thing you're going to learn real quick is people are too simple to even attack what you say. Because they're so vicious, they're going to attack you. Certain features about you, certain characteristics about you, certain personal things about you. And also in working in multimedia, it's like being an official if you're good. Which means when the ref blow the whistle, whichever team get the call is happy. Whoever the call goes against, the team is upset. Might even get a technical arguing the call. So you could dislike what I say or agree with me or disagree with me. It's fine. All good. But note to everybody out there, if you want to do this, people ain't going to just attack what you say. They attack you. And also, being where I'm from, more than a jock that doesn't just shut up and dribble, that's a philanthropist that gives back to his community, I'm sicker than your average. I'm more of a threat. So there will be certain people with certain political beliefs that just don't like me because I think I'm woke. And that term has clearly been hijacked.
All right, we're going to stop it there for a minute. He goes on for a long time in the live stream discussing, he's talking in code and kind of like beating around the bush and everything like that. But from what I gather, my interpretation of what Jalen Rose was saying is that he feels that he was a threat to somebody's program. His intelligence, his political stance, his activism was a threat to somebody else's program. And he's saying that they felt like he think he's woke, okay? Certain people feel like he think he's woke. He also talked about how that term has been hijacked, which is absolutely correct. I mean, I never seen such a quick turnaround of a word in my life, man. I mean, you know, all my life we've been hearing the term conscious, you know what I'm saying? And then in recent years, you started hearing people say, when I say recent years, I mean like the last 10 years, you started hearing people say woke, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, back in the day, you say, oh, man, you don't know this? Oh, you ain't hip. Oh, man, you sleep. Wake up. You know what I'm saying? You tell people to wake up. And people say they woke. You know what I mean? Once they get some act right in their system. But in the last 10 years, you start hearing a lot of people say woke. All right? But in the last 2 years, you start seeing a lot of people being classified as woke that would never, 15 years ago, even be associated with the conscious community or anything like this. Like this is some other type of political agenda. They ain't got nothing to do with being politically and socially conscious, but got to do with some other type of agenda that I'm not going to speak on in this video. So now you hear that term being thrown around a lot in a negative. You know what I mean? Every time I'm watching a YouTube video, it's like these weird dudes be just talking about, oh, it's part of the woke agenda, and but nobody can actually explain what they think woke is. You know what I mean? So woke is being used as a code word for something else, and I think we all get it, what it's really about anyway. Okay, but Jalen, he gave ESPN almost 2 decades of service, and they let him go, and then they from what I understand, they fired him. Didn't even give him the decency to not to come to work. Let the man come to work, get set up for the show and everything, and then tell him right before he go on air that he canned. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why jobs do that. I just think that's ridiculous. You would think that they would have more common sense than that, and you wonder why workplace accidents and stuff like this happen. Like call somebody at home, leave somebody a message on their answer machine or something like that. You know what I mean? But letting somebody come in, you know what I mean? No, that's foul. You know what I mean? But that's what a lot of these jobs and workplaces do. But anyway, Jalen Rose, along with a lot of other people, were let go for whatever reason ESPN has, whatever the agenda is. You know what I mean? I don't know. Nobody knows exactly why. We can all speculate as to why they let Jalen Rose and other people go and chose to keep others. You know what I'm saying? Don't make no sense. But clearly, ESPN is having some cutbacks. They're having problems. Disney overall is having some problems, and they're cutting costs somewhere. And these cost-cutting situations are happening everywhere. You see it in stores. You see it in your favorite grocery stores. You see cost-cutting. You know what I mean? They're firing people left and right. You know what I mean? Factories are firing people, laying people off. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to keep anybody that is cheap to have there. You know what I'm saying? So if you got Derek, if Derek is going to work, if you work one machine, right, you get paid $35 an hour to work this machine for 8 hours, 10 hours. All right. Now you do your thing on this machine. Now this is how shady these companies are. They'll bring Derek in and tell you they're bringing you in some help. They want you to train Derek on this machine, right? So Derek is learning your machine and another machine. And you sitting here becoming friends with Derek, teaching him everything. Before you know it, you fired. You fired. You and your $35 an hour is fired. And guess who's going to be running your machine and the next machine? Derek. And Derek only getting paid $17 an hour. And this is how these companies do. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, this is like one of the oldest stories in the book. Everybody who over 40 years old can relate to that. You know what I mean? So Jalen Rose and these other guys are just, they just get hit with a dose of what the common man goes through on a daily basis. None of them safe. Stephen A. Smith ain't safe. None of them. You know what I mean? You just never know. You know what I'm saying? Whenever they decide to get rid of you, that's just what it is. That's why it's always good to have a backup plan and have something else going on for yourself. Have more than one source of income because one is too close to being broke. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. But, wish Jalen Rose nothing but the best. That's my opinion and my interpretation of what he was saying. Somebody else might have a different interpretation. 78 Sports TV. Salute to the mighty ldbc. Smash that like button. Hit the subscribe to the channel, y'all. We up out of here. Deuces.